happy to have you here. So let's talk about Snapchat. Okay, we're going to talk about the unspoken Snapchat marketing secrets, because there really are a lot of them. So last year at the MTV VMAs, 6.5 million people sat in front of their televisions and watched the awards across 11 TV networks. 21 million people watched the VMAs on Snapchat. And this, my favorite part about this is not counting all the celebrities that were present and had their own Snapchat accounts and that were also covering the event and that were just like, hey, look at me in my dress and walking down the red carpet, you know, talking on the different dinner tables and making jokes, right? So the actual coverage that they got live in real time on Snapchat is in the hundreds of millions. And this, to me, I think, is such an important measurement to really see how our media is evolving. I mean, for example, here if Pioneers would have a Snapchat channel, and they would have a certain amount of coverage that they would be getting, right? Let's say 10,000. But every one of you is an influencer as well. Each and every one of you is a content creator, and you would be covering the event too. So imagine the effect that we can have together as a community. I have a question for you. Is Snapchat a social media platform? If you think yes, just raise your hand. Okay, so most people think yes. Some people are maybe raising their hand in their heads. That's okay as well. I would like to debate this a little bit today. And a little bit further on, you're going to see why. I think that marketing is currently undergoing the biggest redistribution of power in history. And we talk a lot about this paradigm shift, right? We're kind of coming from this one part economy of the other. But what's also really happening is a redistribution of power. The gatekeepers are no longer in charge. For example, when I was a little girl, I always wanted to be an actress. Like, this was my favorite thing in the world. I remember being 11 years old and, you know, stuffing toilet paper into my blue bra and filming myself with my girlfriends as Baby Spice. And so we'd make these Spice Girl dance videos, and it was like super cool. And when I was 15 years old, I had this amazing chance. I was living in the Dominican Republic, and a Hollywood film crew came to our little beach town to film this movie, Love Wrecked. And they were looking for extras. I had no idea what an extra was, but I knew that I had the chance to suddenly be on a Hollywood film crew set, right? And it turns out that I looked kind of like this actress. It was Amanda Bynes. She's kind of like Hilary Duff, Miley Cyrus, like Disney star of back then. And so I was actually auditioned as her double and her stand-in. So I was on this Hollywood set for every single day for 2 months as a 15-year-old. And I remember the director saying to me, this was a big director who directed Grease as well, and he was like, Virginia, if you were skinny, I would take you straight to Hollywood. And I remember as a little girl thinking, I mean, thankfully I was very like advanced, so it didn't affect, you know, my self-esteem or anything. But I was like, wow, we've created this entire, you know, society where these people are in power, where they have so much decision over, you know, of my weight or what I look like. And so that's changing. That's changing with YouTube and these platforms. Is that now you, the community, the users, there's a complete democracy. So, okay, this is the big question, guys. I'm really interested to hear this. Who here has Snapchat by raise of hands? Okay, quite a lot of people. I would say around half. Who here has never even downloaded Snapchat and does not know what the interface looks like? Okay, there's a lot of people. Can I have a phone on stage that has Snapchat really quickly? I just want to show this. Yeah, can you come up, please? Thank you so much. Do you snap a lot? Applause, please. What's your name?
Lori.
Lori, hi. Nice to meet you. Okay, awesome. So, Lori, can you please, okay, so everybody, let me also just explain this to you. When you open Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what do you see? You have a feed of information immediately. Open Snapchat. Wait, go in, close it again. Close it again. And then show them when you open the app, the first time you tap on it, what happens? But like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a camera, right? So you don't have a feed. This is the equivalent of you turning on your television, there's no channels on it, and it's just looking at you. You're just like, I don't know what to do. And this is why people re-download and delete this app because they don't know what to do it. And then show us what the stories look like. Okay, so show everyone. So these are the Snapchat stories. This is the equivalent to your TV channels. And then you can tap on them and you can see the thing. Thank you very much. Applause everyone for Lori. Thank you. So basically, Snapchat call themselves a camera company, right? They just bought a drone company right now. They have amazing Snapchat spectacles that are just kind of being rolled out all across Europe as well. So they're not only the camera, but they also have the distribution platform, right? Is anyone currently using Snapchat for business? Okay. Is anyone thinking of using Snapchat for business? Okay. Is anyone like, no way, never, this is never going to be a platform for businesses? We have one guy. Yes, you're honest. I like that. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the statistics. 300 million daily active users, right? People generally, in average, and I love this, spend 30 minutes a day on this platform. 30 minutes just consuming content, messaging people. And they check in on the app on average 25 times a day. This is another thing. On Snapchat, there's no public likes or comments. So if I put up a piece of content, you can't see how many people liked it. You don't know how many followers I have. And there's no one changing your opinion. It's a one-on-one relationship. Whatever I'm putting out there, it's about how you feel about it. Just like you're listening to this talk. There's no likes coming up next to me, people being like, yeah, this is great, or this sucks. Well, I mean, it might be on Facebook Live, because I'm just Facebook Living. Are we good? And so what happens also is Snapchat is the most valuable follower. Guys, do you know how to add someone on Snapchat? Does everyone know what the process is? Okay, so you open the application, and you can add someone by username. You can add them by their Snap code, which is like a QR code that you scan. But there is no discover. They're not giving you any suggestions. So when you open up Twitter, for example, they're telling you all these people to follow, right? When you start your account, they're like, here, follow this person, follow this one. I'm like, I don't want to follow Donald Trump. And so they give you all these suggestions, and it's like, you don't feel like it's yours. You don't feel like you created it. You feel like they're telling you, and they suggested it. And so does anyone here have like their favorite band that they love, but nobody knows about them? Favorite bands? Okay. All right, so some of my favorite bands, like, nobody has ever heard about these people, right? And you feel so cool, and you're such a loyal follower because you're just like, yeah, like, I know, like, Die Schlümpfe aus Vorarlberg or something. Like, you don't know them. And so it's with Snapchat, it's kind of the same thing, because what you're doing is you are creating a very deep connection because it's so hard to follow this person. So a Snapchat follower is the most expensive, most valuable follower. You can't just easily go on Instagram and click it. You have to find them through discovery, and that means you're going to be watching a lot more of their content. This is the question that I get all the time. Who was going to ask me about this later? Was there a lot of questions about this? Have you guys been reading this a lot in the press? You know, Instagram versus Snapchat. There's articles coming out all the time. Happy to talk about this. Here's a little bit of a statistic. So in Snapchat, 54.8% of your followers watch your content. That's more than half of people are watching what you're consuming. Are watching what you're putting out or consuming what you're creating. On Facebook, you're lucky if you have just 1%, right? 1% is already great, like 5%, amazing. So on Instagram, the conversion rate from follower to watching stories is on average around 8%. So you can see that there's statistically a big divide here, right? Because I don't think that this is the discussion. I don't think that it's Snapchat versus Instagram. Actually, Evan Spiegel said the other day, he was quoted, he said, yeah, Yahoo have a search engine, but that doesn't make them Google. I think this is the real question. Snapchat versus Netflix. Because I don't think that Snapchat is a social media network. It's a content creation platform. It's a content distribution platform. They just launched Snap TV, actual custom Snapchat TV episodes. And you're seeing all these celebrities, all these stars coming out, right? So Snapchat is like the new HBO. And it's like, you know, video killed the radio. And I think that Snapchat is going to kill TV. So I want to show you guys something. Have you seen these before? Do people know what this is? So these are Snapchat spectacles, and I used to work for Apple for 3 years, and I've never seen a campaign so well executed and causing so much noise in the world as these spectacles. So if I press this button here, I'm now filming all of you, right? So my friend Tom Chi actually invented Google Glass, and he had an amazing vision, but Snapchat actually made it mainstream. They've actually been able to execute this. And get this also, they're the only platform that has been able to successfully launch wearables, right? Where's the Instagram camera? And so I just really love this because it's showing you that they're going into a whole different market. And with them buying drone companies now, I think we're going to see a lot of very, very interesting developments coming from Snapchat. All right, so I've hopefully told you a little bit about why it's relevant, what kind of changes are happening in the market, and now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to actually implement into your businesses, how to use Snapchat for business, where do you start, right? And this is important because in order to market on Snapchat, you don't actually have to be on Snapchat, which means you don't have to have a physical account because you're able to use a lot of different strategies that this platform provides, like Geofilters, for example, working with influencers, and I'm going to explain this to you a little bit. So Snapchat lenses. Does anybody know what this is? Show of hands. Okay, so do you know the doggy filter? Like when you put it on your face and you have a little dog in there? That's a lens. Does anyone not know the doggy filter? Okay, so basically you point the camera at your face, and it's like kind of augmented reality. It puts something on your face, right? And so Snapchat is very famous for the dog ears and the tongue that come out. And suddenly you're making yourself into this avatar. And you're able to create as a business a sponsored lens. The cost point of this in London is £80,000 for 1 day for 24 hours. And so, for example, let's say you're Power Rangers or Transformers, you can actually put this mask on your face. It comes on you, and then you can take photos and you can share it. Huge branding opportunity. If you think about this psychologically, you're literally putting the brand on your face. You're becoming the Transformer. There's no deeper connection. There's no fancy video that I can show you on Facebook where you'll be like, oh, this is interesting. You're actually becoming the brand. And so I think that that's super interesting to explore. Let me give you guys a case study. Gatorade launched this campaign last year at the Super Bowl. Has anyone read of this statistic? No? OK. All right, so I'm telling you guys new information. That's always exciting. All right, so does anyone know how much it costs to run a 30-second ad at the Super Bowl? Sir? In the billions. OK, well, I mean, it's around like $5 million. It's $5 million. It depends what it is. So in the millions, for sure, exactly. So anywhere from $2.5 to $5 million to run a 30-second ad at the Super Bowl. So Gatorade was like, OK, we'll try something different this time, right? So they launched this lens. And so I wish I could have a video here to show you. But basically what happens is that you put this lens on, you have this kind of fighting team sport thing, and then a bucket of Gatorade comes and it's on your head and you're wet and stuff. And so they ran this at the time of the Super Bowl, and they got 165 million impressions on this lens, which is more people than actually watched the Super Bowl. Cost point, $500,000. Yes, sir. What unique number? Oh, what does the impressions mean? 165 million. Yes, well, correct. You mean that in terms of, you mean people seeing the filter? Yeah, so basically what happens, that story means is 165 million people, well, so basically there's a, they used the filter, and that's how much people they reached in their stories. So it's not the people that saw the filter, because that would be a very small number of people, actually. It's you seeing the filter at the Super Bowl, you using it in your story, and then that being as your own content, your own video, in 165 million people. Does that make sense? The Geofilter statistics are a bit weird. Come to me after, and I'll completely explain it to you. But this is basically brand endorsement and people using it as their own content. All right, so we're going to get more into Geofilters. You guys don't have this available yet in Austria, but if you're doing business in the United States, the United Kingdom, in Dubai, in Brazil, for example, in Canada, you can be launching these Geofilters in these countries. And this is one of the best kept marketing secrets that we have at the moment. We implement a lot of these strategies for our clients, and they're amazingly successful. Let me show you some of those. Oh yeah, does anyone not know what a geofilter is? Okay, yeah. So basically, they're like digital real estate. So right now, if you go on Snapchat and you swipe, you're going to see Vienna, and you're going to see geofilters of the actual city so that people can see where you are. And so here's one that I created, for example, when I was speaking at STEP in Dubai, because it's great marketing for yourself. I could just be here on stage, and I could be like, guys, use my geofilter. And then they're actually marketing for me, right? So it says, Ginny Can Breathe Consulting, the future of business. And so here, you pick out an area. So you geofence an area. I could pick out this one, for example. And anyone that's in here can be seeing the geofilter, right? So it's digital real estate. This is one that we're running at Champions League for one of our clients, One Football. Here is a little case study that I love. So we did a geofilter for Maybelline, New York, at the O2 Arena for a Justin Bieber concert, right? Perfect target audience, right? Teenage girls, Justin Bieber concert, Maybelline, New York. It's a good fit. So this geofilter cost us $37. Can you imagine how much it would cost Maybelline, New York to sponsor a Justin Bieber concert at the O2 Arena in London? In the millions, for sure. And this is even better because what it says is Justin Bieber Purpose World Tour, make it happen, Maybelline. So these girls are actually using it in their stories. They're using this filter, and they're marketing to their peers, people of their same ages. And so this filter got 34,000 impressions. Again, so 34,000 people saw it in these teenage girls' stories. So they paid 0.001% per impression. This one's even better. New York Fashion Week last year, we ran a geofilter for a fashion brand. And for a $6 geofilter, we got 11 million impressions. Again, these are views in the story. The ROI is like 0.601% dollars per impression. That's pretty amazing. So you see the possibilities that you have to actually geofence off an area and use this for marketing. Influencers. I'm just going to go over this really quickly. Just screenshot this slide. Yes, ma'am? Yes? Oh, you mean if there is, so she's asking about the geofilters, you mean the size of the area? So basically, you can do, it just gets more expensive. The way that they're priced is area times time, and then you get the price. So you can do all of London, you can do all of the UK, it's just going to get more and more expensive. Yes. And so these are some influencers and brands that I would just screenshot and follow to check out their content and see what's good. Organic accounts. So I was going to go into a little bit of a strategy, but I'm running out of time. Is anyone interested still, because we have a Q&A after? Do you want me to just go into a few of the points in terms of how to set up an account? Yeah? OK. So you can do the traditional marketing strategy. So if you say, OK, Virginia, I want to have my own Snapchat account. So you can create flyers here, you can put them on products, you can create geofilters, and you can train your employees that when people come into your business, they start engaging them and talking to them about Snapchat. Are you on Snapchat? Right? And then you'd be like, oh, okay, well, we're on Snapchat now as well. We let clients do takeovers, and it's very interactive. It's a lot of fun. I've had restaurant owners come to me and they're like, well, how could I use Snapchat? My staff is so busy and they're all on the floor and they don't want to be on their phones and and playing with Snapchat when they have to take care of the customers. I was like, give the phone to the customers. Let them create the content. Let them create the stories. And suddenly, you're creating this awesome innovation where your customers are talking to each other and creating Snapchat stories and collaborating. Then obviously the social strategy, market your Snapchat channel through different social platforms. Just take a photo of this. The copy is very important here. And you're going to want to create viral content that has your Snapchat username on it. This is an example of a copy from the BBC. I asked their social media manager, I was like, hey, we're running a story on EastEnders. Can you put up just like a slide, tell them that we're creating a Snapchat story? And so this is what he came up with. And if you see this already as a marketing strategy, it's a bit too much. It's just like, here, snap code in your face. So I kind of went back, redesigned it, and came up with this. And you can see this post got 8 times more engagement because you want to be really creating value for your clients and help them to know what they're expecting. So how do I create a content channel? Just take a picture of this. Basically, you have to think about it in the same way as if you were starting a TV channel. You need a presenter, you need a host, you need someone that's camera-facing, you need people that know what they're doing from a technical point of view. Right here in the second row is sitting my creative director, Andy. Andy, stand up for a sec. A round of applause for Andy. Andy is one of the top Snapchat filmmakers in the world. His style is impeccable. So you need someone like that on your team that actually understands the platform because it's not like just using a camera. This is a whole different film art, right? And so, why should my startup be on Snapchat? Who here has a startup? A lot of people. Okay. Because of Seth Godin. Have you guys heard of this concept of 1,000 true fans? Does anyone know? So Seth Godin says you don't need hundreds of thousands and millions of customers. He's like, you just need 1,000 true fans, 1,000 people that actually give a shit about you and understand your why and what you're doing. If 1,000 people give you $100, you already have $100,000. And I believe that Snapchat is the platform of 1,000 true fans. It's so difficult to get on there. It's so difficult to find you. So the people are truly engaged. 54.8% are actually watching your content. So for that, it's incredibly valuable. And I think that Snapchat will become basically the biggest TV network in the world. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So let's see how much time we have for questions,
Okay.
if any.
It's blinking
so
right at me.
there's a few questions on Slido. First one is, which type of content do you recommend companies to publish on Snapchat, especially in comparison to YouTube?
Absolutely. So Snapchat is engaging. It's about having that conversation. YouTube is a lot about watch something incredible. But Snapchat is a lot more unfiltered. It's authentic. It's real time. It can be silly and unrehearsed. So as real as possible, be vulnerable, show behind the scenes, right? Like it would have been interesting for you guys to be watching on the Pioneers Snapchat channel what we've been talking about behind the stage. Right? It's really cool. So it takes you in a little deeper. So I think that kind of content works really well.
All right. Then the next question is very interesting. What do you tell a customer who's not convinced of Snapchat?
I mean, basically what I told you guys right now. So I really see this presentation as bringing you through psychologically in terms of the value. And if they don't see the value, there is no point in ever forcing a customer to do anything. Like, that is not the way I do business. I really want to help businesses and entrepreneurs that understand where the future of the market is going and are excited about this. Because I can give you all the strategies. I can give you a great content strategy. I can hook you up with influencers and make geofilters. If you're not in alignment, if you don't get it, it's not even going to work.
All right. Another interesting question, which has 8 upvotes on Slido. should we not talk about Insta stories? And if you want to talk about Snapchat, should we not discuss how they can survive?
Yeah. I think, like I said, Insta stories are an amazing complement to that platform. And if they will survive, that will be seen. So I think let's just watch.
If Insta stories will survive.
Oh, Insta stories will survive. I thought you meant Snapchat stories. Oh, Insta stories, absolutely. I think that 24-hour short-form content is absolutely the future. This is why Facebook is implementing it. This is why even WhatsApp is implementing it, and Twitter now, is because this story format is engaging. People want to see what you're doing right now, and they don't want to watch and sit long-form content. They want to have it snappy.
All right. Our time is up.
Absolutely.
Are you going to be around the conference?
Oh yeah, guys, please, I swear to God, talk to me, okay? Like, I am not unapproachable. Even if I'm talking to someone, just at least take my card, give me your card, and we can connect offline. I'm going to be here all day, and I really ask me questions and go as deep as possible because I learn as much from you as you learn from me.
And there's a special opportunity you all can have actually with Virginia today. We have Austrian startups organizing these fiaker rides. Fiakers are these horse carriages traditional to Vienna. And you all, or one or three of you, I believe, can win a horse carriage ride, a fiaker ride of Virginia today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, OK, I'm sorry. So the way it works,
Great.
you have to go and there will be, I think, a bottle of sparkling wine, so you can enjoy yourself, enjoy the fiaker ride.
See you later, then.
And you can join the competition by going to the Austrian Startups booth. If you walk down the main stairs, the grand staircase just on your right, and you participate in competition. And you're also able to do it until 11, also win in the competition a fiaker ride with Adam Chaya, who is the founder of Siri and Viv. So I think it's going to be very interesting. And for those of you who don't make it to the ride, there's also ecosystem tours where local leaders here in the community in Vienna will do short tours around nearby and talk about specific topics that are relevant for yourself. Good. So I hope you'll enjoy the ride. We definitely enjoyed the talk. So thank you very much. Give it up, Virginia. Thank you.
Bye.